It's time to sit back, relax, and listen to Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life will inspire, motivate, and empower you. Live your best life now. Listen, learn, think, and decide. Change your attitude, change your life. And now, here's your host, Joan Herman.
Welcome to Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. You're listening to us in your neighborhood, from coast to coast, and around the world. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Joan Herman, author, speaker, and your host. Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life brings you interviews with some of the most inspirational and influential people in the world. It's our goal to educate and empower you so you can live your best life now. Thank you for taking time for yourself, and thank you for letting us be a part of your life. We have another great show for you today. Joining me is relationship expert Jamye Waxman, who is here to discuss how to let go of toxic relationships. Jamye is the author of the book, How to Break Up with Anyone, Letting Go of Friends, Family, and Everyone in Between. Welcome, Jamye. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Joan.
Jamye, when we think of a breakup, we usually think of it in terms of a romantic relationship. But a breakup can occur in any relationship. It could be with a friend, a family member, a coworker, or even with aspects of oneself. So how can we tell when a relationship no longer serves us well?
I think one of the telltale signs for when a relationship no longer serves us is when our gut and our body react to the relationship in negative ways. When we dread the conversations with this person, when we dread seeing this person, when we don't feel good about ourselves, or when we question ourselves because we are in the presence of this person. We don't want to get out of bed even, like physical signs of not wanting to move or feeling depressed can be good signs that the relationship isn't working.
So Jamye, so many of us have experienced those things, and yet we're reluctant to let go. Why do you think that is?
First of all, there could be these feelings that something's wrong with us if we let go, if we don't just try harder. I think that we are often raised in a society that believes it's better to make people feel good and to be the martyr than it is to take care of ourselves. When we think about self-care, sometimes that word selfish comes into play. So I think we have this negative idea that taking care of our own best interest is actually going to be better for the people in our lives as well. So I feel like that's a big part of this. And also there's this idea that everything we do, we're going to do well, and that failure is not a part of success. And, failure might be even a hard word to use for the breaking up, because I think in every relationship, even ones that don't last, it's not necessarily that they failed, it's that they expire. Like everything in our lives expires. So I think it's about how we frame things in life. Things aren't supposed to end. We want to hold on to things. Never say goodbye. We get these messages that things should stay as they are, but change is one of the only constants in life. And so I think it's figuring out and learning how to embrace change instead of being stuck in places and patterns that don't serve us any longer.
When we think of a breakup, we usually think about it in terms of romance, and we know those feelings that come from that, the sadness and anxiety and depression and all of those negatives associated with the romantic breakup. But yet, there are times when we may have a breakup with a best friend and we don't allow ourselves to feel those losses. We kind of just brush it off. So is it a different emotional response when you break up with a coworker or a friend or family member than when you break up with a romantic partner?
I think it really depends on the relationship, but oftentimes I would say it's not a different response, especially when the relationship, the friendship, the family member, the coworker meant a lot to us, and we had our own different, perhaps intimate relationship with them, but it was still intimate, especially like when you look at friends. And that's what inspired me to write the book, was a friendship well, more than one friendship breakup, and how I had not had the chance to grieve those relationships. But when we look at like a friendship, oftentimes friendships are more intimate on a number of levels than a romantic relationship, because we don't go into the friendship thinking, I'm not going to have this person in my life. We go into the friendship thinking, I'm going to tell this person my deepest, darkest secret because they become like my best friend. And all of a sudden, when that ends, we aren't prepared to figure out what do we do with the fact that this intimacy is over. Where when a romantic relationship ends, we often go into these romantic relationships thinking, is this going to be the one? Is this going to end? And so we're more prepared for the fact that it may not last. But a friendship or something we place a lot of investment in over, a longer period of time, or where we show ourselves more quickly sometimes, and we share, similar friends and hobbies and things, those can be really tough relationships to get over.
You say that sometimes we should experience a breakup because there's a necessity to it. Why do you believe that?
Well, I think that I believe it because when we look at relationships and we don't look at them with regret, but we look at them with what we've learned from them, then we can take every relationship, even the good, bad, and ugly ones, and we can say, well, I learned that, I have a really hard time with somebody who's so narcissistic, but I learned that I can take care of myself in that situation, that I can say to somebody who can't see that they aren't seeing me, hey, I'm here, and in order for me to be here, I need to do my own thing, because right now the focus of this relationship isn't on us, it's on you. And there's no relationship that should always be about one person. So I think that finding the strength and the lessons from relationships allows us to continue to grow and learn in this lifetime. And that's like really for me a big part of living. And I think for a lot of people, that's what living is about, experiencing. And when we get stuck, it's hard to keep moving forward, and it's hard to find meaning in things sometimes. And I just want to try and continue to, learn and love as much as I can in this lifetime.
What strategies can you offer to help someone that wants to initiate a breakup?
It's really hard to break up with someone face to face, even though it is the best way to do things. And if you are feeling good that you can do something face to face, that's always the way to go, because you will get the most satisfaction and closure. And some things you want to think about are, you want to be clear about your reasons for breaking up. So you feel like you need to break up with this person. Maybe the first thing that happens is you think, I need to break up with them because I honestly just, every time I think about being around them, I want to avoid them. Okay, so I know there's a feeling I'm having, and where is this feeling coming from? Oh, because every time I see them, they're always putting me down, or they're always telling me what I did wrong. Okay, so I'm clear that their way of looking at my life doesn't work with the way I want to look at it. So I want to be clear in my reasons, and I want to be able to say to them some reason why I feel like this relationship needs to end. You also want to be concise. You don't want to go into it and say, this relationship needs to end, and like 5 years ago you did this, and then 2 years ago you did this, and then, and go into like 25 different things that they did. I think you can give them one or two examples of how you were feeling and say, these are not the only examples. However, here are two that really stand out for me about how this relationship has, impacted me. Again, bringing it back to yourself is important. I'm feeling like right now this relationship isn't working because I am spending a lot of time thinking about how to fix things, and I need to be focused on something else. So to remember that it takes two people, and to be consistent. If somebody keeps coming back to you and saying, well, what about now? Can we try again? No, I am working on myself, and this is how I'm doing it, or whatever it is, or not right now. I mean, breaking up versus taking a break, especially in non-romantic relationships, is a sticky subject. At least even in research, 50% of romantic relationships try again, according to some adolescent teen study that was done about getting back together with an ex. So, there's always a possibility for change, but in order for that to happen, you have to step away. And so being clear, concise, and consistent are great. And also for the person doing the breaking up with, or the person being broken up with, getting a mantra like, one mantra, I would rather regret something I did than something I didn't do. Or for me, one of my favorites is also fear is joy paralyzed. So when you get over the fear of the breakup, what's on the other side? What's out there for you that you didn't even know existed?
The book is How to Break Up with Anyone, Letting Go of Friends, Family, and Everyone in Between. If you would like more information about Jamye and her work, you can visit her website, jamyewaxman.com. Jamye, in our final moments, what would you like to leave our listeners with?
Well, I think one thing that the book ends with is forgiveness. And I think it's important to remember that when it comes to forgiving people you break up with or are broken up with, that forgiveness is not for them, it's for you. And so it's a really valuable tool for moving on. And there's nothing wrong with you for breaking up with lots of people in your life. It's something that we all go through. Relationships come and go, ebb and flow. It's how, I would say, break up with somebody the way you would hope somebody would break up with you.
Jamye, thank you so much for joining us today and for providing insights to help us see breakups with a different perspective.
Thank you so much for having me, Joan.
We'll be right back. Hi, this is Joan Herman, host of Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. Did you know that Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life has a free monthly digital magazine that can be read online or emailed to your inbox? Every month, nationally recognized leaders in their field provide information to educate, inspire, and motivate you. We believe in a holistic approach to life, incorporating mind, body, and spirit. Check out a copy of Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life 24/7. Visit cyacyl.com and be sure to tell your friends. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you found the show informative. At Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life, we believe that knowledge is power. Take what you've learned, apply it, and live your best life now. Remember that the information provided are the opinions of our guests and should never replace the advice of a professional who knows your personal situation. If you'd like more information, visit our website, cyacyl.com. That stands for Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. While on the site, listen to past shows on demand, read the digital magazine, and be sure to follow the show on Facebook and Twitter. Until next time, this is Joan Herman. Thanks for tuning in.